From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Monday morning. Some of you are waking up to some very heavy rainfall this morning, especially in the Blue Foothills, but some of that now starting to get into portions of the lower Columbia Basin, into the lower valley. We're going to continue to track this as it moves off towards the north and east. So heads up in Hermiston, the Tri-Cities, and Prosser and Benton City and areas like that. The rainfall could pick up here within the next 30 or so minutes. Visibility pretty lousy right now up towards Ellensburg and Snoqualmie Pass, but for other low elevation spots, looks like visibility is also starting to slip down. That's something else we're going to be tracking throughout the rest of this morning. Winds mostly gusting out of the south and southwest between 20 to 25 miles per hour. 20 to 30 miles per hour in the Blues, upwards of 20 miles per hour in the Cascades. We'll have more widespread wind gusts a little bit later this morning. In general, temperatures in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s and 40s for higher elevations. Today will be seasonal. Rain and thunderstorms likely across the map. We'll have more of the same thing as we head into tomorrow, but much drier and pretty mild / warm for the rest of the week. We'll talk about all this coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, thousands of people in Kennewick gathering together as part of a nationwide protest. What many of them are protesting is coming up. And April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. We have the details on a new campaign about the importance of keeping your eyes on the road and when you may see more officers on the road this month. Also ahead, the Trump administration is standing by the tariffs that have been put in place, but what do investors think? We'll find out on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Monday, April 7th. Jade Elliott has the day off, but we do want to start with your top stories this morning. And we're starting off with new information. A major protest drew around 2,000 people to Columbia Center Boulevard in Kennewick over the weekend. And this was part of the nationwide hands-off movement, with people all over the country raising their voices on various different issues, but all in opposition to the Trump administration, with one single message: hands off. Organized by the Tri-Cities Indivisible, this demonstration stretched nearly half a mile and lasted over 2 hours. Participants chanting, honking, and voicing concerns about recent government policies, such as the mass firing of federal workers, immigration raids, and the involvement of Elon Musk in the government, and that's just to name a few. Former congressional candidate Carmela Conroy joining from Spokane, calling the protests nonpartisan and focused on unity. Many protests have taken place against the administration since Trump took office for the second time back in January, but Saturday's protests appear to be the most widespread to date. Some protests across the U.S. also drew counter-protesters. Now, speaking of actions against the Trump administration, Washington and Oregon filing a lawsuit against what they're calling the administration's illegal executive order attacking elections and voting rights. State Attorney General Nick Brown and other lawmakers announcing on Friday, claiming that neither the Constitution nor any federal law gives the president the authority to set rules for how states conduct elections.
The president has no authority to set rules for how states conduct their elections. It is the states that decide how voters are registered. It is the states that decide how ballots are counted. It was Washington that decided to adopt vote by mail, which led to us having one of the highest rates of voting in the nation.
Brown also saying that about 9% of U.S. citizens that are of voting age do not have such documents readily available. Now, more out of Washington State, 2 female high school athletes, one a Prosser High School student, have filed a complaint with the U.S. Department of Education. They claim state policies allowing transgender athletes to compete in women's sports violate federal law. Our very own Morgan Huff has more.
Soleil Hoffer, a senior at Prosser High School, and Cora Langridge, a freshman at Gonzaga Preparatory School, argue that the current policy, which permits biological males to compete in female sports based on gender identity, creates an unfair advantage. Hoffer, who has earned a college scholarship and competes in multiple track events, expressed frustration with the policy. She said in the complaint, quote, "It's fundamentally unfair that despite all of our hard work, we are being forced to race against athletes with inherently biological advantages," end quote. Langridge, who competes in the 40-meter and other events, shared her own personal experience after competing against the same transgender athlete at a recent invitational. The transgender athlete took first place and Langridge finished fourth, missing a podium spot by 1 place. Her mother said, quote, "Cora worked for a hard spot on the podium and was denied it because of this policy," end quote. The complaint was filed by Catherine Anderson and Suzanne Beecher, both attorneys from Alliance Defending Freedom. They argue that the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association policy, which allows athletes to compete based on gender identity, violates Title VI, which guarantees equal opportunities for women in sports. The attorneys contend that the WIAA's guidelines lack physical requirements to ensure fairness for female athletes. Morgan Huff, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Morgan. And the athletes are requesting an investigation and changes to ensure that female athletes can compete fairly in sports based on biological sex rather than gender identity. Turning to crime news this morning, Benton County deputies and animal control are investigating a possible case of animal cruelty and illegal dog breeding from over the weekend. Deputies say 13 dogs were seized from a home in Benton County Saturday. The animals will now be cared for by animal control, and a veterinarian is expected to examine them in the coming days. There's no word yet on any arrests that have been made. The investigation is ongoing. And you could be seeing more police officers on the road this week as there's a new traffic safety campaign launched by the state of Washington. It shows the importance of keeping your eyes on the road. All of April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and this campaign features a 30-second video that you can see on your screen right now, and it's demonstrating how much the road can change in a short amount of time, and it's reminding drivers to keep their focus on driving. Studies show that it takes an average of 5 seconds to read a text message, and in that time frame, a car traveling at city speeds can cover approximately 220 feet, and that's the length of 3/4 of a football field. Law enforcement agencies across the state will be deploying extra emphasis patrols, so they're looking for distracted drivers from today through the 14th. And looking ahead today, over in Richland, get ready for an upcoming park closure. The Leslie Groves Park parking lot located at Snyder Street will be closed for scheduled pavement treatments. And that's this week, today through the 11th. And the closure is only expected to last for 2 days, but which days are still up in the air. Additionally, the parking lot at St. Street will also be closed, and that closure is expected to last only 1 day. Paving work on I-84 near Boardman could slow motorists down early this week. The Oregon Department of Transportation saying drivers should expect delays today and tomorrow near exits 164 and 159, and those are the Main Street and Tower Road exits. Crews will be working on and off the ramps with intermittent daytime closures, and if you can, ODOT recommends taking alternative routes. In some sports news, start your engines. The Tri-City Raceway officially opened for the season over the weekend. It opened up in West Richland, and this year's season with the 56th annual Apple Cup started it up, and fans packed the stands for 2 days of high-speed action, cheering on drivers as they battled it out on the region's fastest half-mile tri-oval. From rookies to returning favorites, the energy was electric as engines roared and the checkered flag waved on another thrilling start to the racing season. And keep it here, because coming up next, a bill expected to be introduced today, one that would rein in President Trump's tariff powers. But the president saying the tariffs are sticking around. We have the details on that in your national headlines coming up. But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. Good morning, Northwest. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Hey Ham Fam! Easter is April 20th, and when your family gathers this season, spend less time in the kitchen and more time with your loved ones. At Honey Baked Ham, we have everything your gathering needs, starting with our fully cooked spiral cut ham, dripping with our famous mouth-watering glaze. Add a smoked or oven-roasted turkey breast, delicious sides and desserts. Your complete feast is waiting for you at Honey Baked Ham. Order online or give us a call. Honey Baked Ham, helping you make the most of your time with family.
Get ready to feast at Legends Casino Hotel's ultimate all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Dive into fresh Dungeness crab, wild Columbia River salmon, juicy prime rib, and much more. Taste it all every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
Whether you're injured on the road or on the job, the big dogs at Brumback and Autumn will get you the full compensation. Leave nothing on the table. Brumback and Autumn. Bulldog tough.
For 60 years, Woods Nursery has been inspiring families to create beautiful, joyful gardens in our community. Spanning 5 acres, it's one of the largest nurseries in southeastern Washington, offering a vast selection of plants, trees, and flowers, all grown in the USA. Explore handcrafted ornamental pieces made by American artisans and get expert guidance from 3 generations of the Wood family, dedicated to helping you design stunning landscapes. Visit us today and discover everything you need to bring your outdoor space to life.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
We are Grocery Outlet, and we are your Bargain Bliss Market. What's Bargain Bliss? You know that feeling you get when you find the name brands you know and love, but for way, way less? That's Bargain Bliss. Everyone's favorite sale is back. The 20% off wine sale is on now through April 8th. We have hundreds of wines to choose from at prices so low you won't believe it. And every single bottle is 20% off. Stock up now before April 8th.
Grocery Outlet, Bargain Market.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's take you on a tour of this morning's temperatures, starting off in Kittitas County, upper 30s towards Snoqualmie Pass, but around 50 degrees for both Ellensburg and Vantage, mid-40s in Cle Elum. Then in both the upper and lower Yakima valleys were right around 50 degrees. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, also right around 50 degrees. For the Blue Foothills, you guessed it, right around 50 degrees, although we're a little bit cooler for Heppner, down into the mid-40s, also mid-40s for places like Cabbage Hill, Meacham, Ukiah, and for the Battle Mountain Summit. Here is your day planner for today for lower elevations. Temperatures going to end up in the 50s and 60s. We'll have chances for showers throughout the day. The best chances of thunderstorms, at least in the basin and in the foothills, going to be around midday, but some of that could extend deeper into the day, deeper into the afternoon for the Blue Foothills. So for today, it's going to be seasonal across the map. We'll mostly end up in the 50s and 60s. Winds gusting out of the south and west between 20 to 45 miles per hour. The strongest wind gusts being up in the Cascades and also in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. And then for tonight, much drier for the valleys and basin, but still some leftover showers and thunderstorms likely in the foothills, the Blues, and in the Cascades. Winds still gusting out of the south and west, but they're going to be much calmer after 8 p.m. I'll time everything out with Futurecast, and I'll show you how much rainfall and how much snowfall we're expecting over the next 48 hours, and all that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. International headlines this morning. Today could be another rough day for retirement funds. This after S&P 500, Dow, and NASDAQ futures plunged yesterday. Analysts saying the reason are the sweeping new tariffs from President Trump. But Republican Congressman Don Bacon says he'll introduce a bill today that would rein in Trump's tariff powers. He says it faces a tough road in the House, but it might get enough bipartisan votes to pass in the Senate. But without anything to stop them at this time, the Trump administration says new tariffs will be sticking around. Amy Kiley has more on the moves that are giving investors headaches.
The tariffs are coming.
The Trump administration is doubling down on tariffs as stock markets around the world plunge. Those in Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Australia, and New Zealand report early losses today. Tumbles in U.S. stock futures yesterday follow back-to-back sell-offs last week.
I went back and I looked for drops of 15% with a president who was inheriting a bull market. There's only one dude on your screen. It's Donald John Trump.
Here's the president responding last night when asked about the market volatility.
I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something.
A A universal 10% tariff on all imports is now in effect after starting on Saturday. This Wednesday, additional duties on products from dozens of countries are set to begin.
There is no postponing. They are definitely going to stay in place for days and weeks.
President Donald Trump says he only wants to make deals with countries that close trade deficits with the U.S. He insists tariffs will be good for Americans in the end and predicts a resurgence of U.S. manufacturing. Experts agree the duties might help certain domestic producers, but most mainstream economists say they will also lead to higher prices.
Basically, at this point, you average all these different companies together who put forecasts out on the chance of a recession. It's about 50-50.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a new thriller is bringing in millions for its debut, and a video game adaptation mined gold at the box office. We'll take a look at the movies that made headlines for all right and wrong reasons. That's coming up in just a few minutes, but first, Josh will have your full weather forecast. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Triple play! Triple play! Wow! Rob even makes two-pointers look cool!
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Triple play!
The average family throws out $3,000 of food every year. That's a lot. Imagine what you could do with extra cash. There are simple ways to reduce your food waste and increase your savings. It starts with a plan and ends with a little creativity, like turning your unused food into something new. Get tips to reduce food waste and make your dollar go further. Know the cost. Use food well. Visit the website to learn how.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing available across a full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Employee pricing. You pay what we pay. Only from your local Ford dealer.
Lather, rinse, repeat. It never feels like enough. It's not your products, it's your water. Culligan water softeners prevent damaging hard water buildup, revitalizing your hair and skin. Upgrade your routine with Culligan.
Win or save on Lucky Number Tuesday at Buy Mart. This week you can win great prizes from Nintendo, Skill, and more. Plus you can buy them with Tuesday-only pricing. Win or save on Lucky Number Tuesday only at Buy Mart since 1955.
The LA lights shine bright as the Kraken's biggest stars seek a leading role. For this Hollywood ending, can Seattle seize the throne? Kraken, Kings, pregame at 7, tonight on MeTV.
Breaking news, very important. I like to break stories here.
Monday, Elizabeth Moss from the final season of The Handmaid's Tale and podcaster Jay Shetty.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services, Christine Connolly, Realtor.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and put all of today into motion with Futurecast. And as we put this into motion, you can see by 8 this morning, it looks like this band mostly going to be set up over the Blues. There's going to be another area setting up over the Cascades. Then into the afternoon, widespread showers and thunderstorms even seeping down into lower elevations. Then by 5 p.m., I want you to mainly focus over here on the Cascades, because starting at that point and then going into the late evening, overnight hours, into tomorrow morning, just more and more and more rounds of snowfall in the Cascades, albeit it doesn't look like we're going to have that much when you tally everything up. We'll have more to say about that in a second. And then into the late morning tomorrow, that's when some of this could finally start to spread down into lower elevations again. By the peak of daytime heating, could see some more pop-up showers and thunderstorms across the map. And then in general, we'll trend much drier as we head into Tuesday night and then into Wednesday morning. Okay, so here are some of the snowfall totals we're thinking over the next 48 hours. It looks like the hot spot's probably going to be White Pass, U.S. Highway 12 in Yakima County, 5 inches there. If anywhere else got over 5 inches of snow, I would be very, very surprised. Here's some of the rainfall totals over the next 48 hours. Maybe upwards of an inch up in the Cascades. Not much doing for the valleys, around 0.1 to 0.2 inches for the basin. Upwards of maybe half an inch for portions of the Blue Foothills and over that in the Blue Mountains. So some very beneficial rainfall, especially for the Cascades Basin, Foothills, and Blues. Wind's going to be a big factor for today, gusting out of the south and west, upwards of 20 to 45 miles per hour. The strongest wind gust being in the Cascades. That peak time frame would be from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Like I mentioned, much drier, and a Wednesday really beyond that. Nothing too spectacular on the map, and high temperatures mostly seasonal, if not a little bit above average for the next 7 days. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Rain and storms likely today and windy on top of that. A few thunderstorms possibly left over tomorrow, then dry for Wednesday and beyond. In Yakima, about 50-50 chances of showers and storms today and tomorrow, dry and staying mild past midweek. Then for Ellensburg, also roughly 50-50 chances of showers and storms over the next couple days, dry beyond Wednesday, and then the winds become a factor by Friday and Saturday. For Hermiston, rain and thunderstorms likely today, much less likely tomorrow, then some dry and mild/warm weather for Wednesday and beyond. Then for Walla Walla, showers and thunderstorms likely both today and tomorrow, dry and warming up Wednesday and Thursday, but cooler with small shower chances returning Friday and Saturday. Now you're taking a live foggy look at Kennewick, this view coming courtesy of Yakima Federal. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest, where we're always on your side.
Are you suffering with foot pain? Prosser Orthopedic Center podiatrist Dr. Jared Clifford is board certified and now accepting new patients. His services include arthroscopic ankle surgery, foot and ankle fractures, heel pain, diabetic foot care, and more. To schedule an appointment with Dr. Clifford or learn more about podiatry services at Prosser Orthopedic Center, call 509-786-5599 or visit prosserhealth.org.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you can save big with up to $4,900 in rebates and tax credits on a new Carrier heating and cooling system. So turn to the experts at Total Energy Management to ensure your house is the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
Spring is in the air, so let's fill it with music. At Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos, our New Beginnings Spring Used Piano Sale is in full swing. From charming uprights to grand statement pieces, we've got gently loved pianos at prices that'll put a spring in your step. Each piano is expertly tuned, ready to play, and waiting for you. Spring into new beginnings today at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos in Richland, because life's more fun when you know how to play.
It's not easy being Mariano Morales' horse. He needs to ride the clients all the time. He does take care of them. He gets the insurance company to pay for medical bills, car repairs, even money for pain and suffering. Looks like it's going to be another busy day. Better get warmed up. After all, I am his best friend.
Hurt in a car wreck? Give me a call.
Big or small, we work them all.
I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Seattle Kraken battle the Kings. Watch tonight starting at 7 on MeTV.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment news, the White Lotus season finale aired last night. Do you watch the show?
I do not.
You don't?
It's
okay,
another
I think
show
you would love it.
Okay, I've
I
heard
say this
that.
about everything to you all the time.
Yes, I've heard that, so that's going to go to the list. But it's the hit series everyone is talking about, known for its theme song, exotic locations, and juicy plot lines. The show has been breaking viewership records, averaging 15 million viewers this season.
It's driven in part by online discourse with fans bent on solving TV's biggest whodunit and who's dying. And no spoilers here, but certain theories spiking in searches on TikTok, upwards of 1,000% this week. But there is one mystery that's already been solved, and that's cast salaries.
Producers confirming to The Hollywood Reporter they're all the same at about $40,000 an episode, cha-ching, totaling $320,000 for the 8-episode season.
I think it's time that we, put in our application to get hired for the next season, Josh.
What better way to watch it than to be a part of it?
Exactly,
right?
Okay.
Sign me up.
Yeah, sign us both up. Thank you. And coming up here on Good Morning Northwest, we saw a familiar face at the Dust Devils opener, but the excitement did not end there. Coming up, we have how the Dust Devils matched up against the Vancouver Canadians over the weekend. It's all in your next half hour.
Seems like everyone's going country these days. Let me show you how it's done. Yep, that Nashville Hot Sweet Heat is here on my 100% all-white meat popcorn chicken starting at $5.99. Tastes good to go country. Get so much more. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Looking for a trusted professional to guide you through your real estate endeavors? Carrie Lundgren with River Realty is ready to guide you through the process. As a lifelong Tri-Cities resident with 35 years real estate experience, she has the knowledge, dedication, and enthusiasm to make your real estate dreams come true. Whether you are buying your first home, moving up or scaling back, or looking for an investment, she has got you covered. Call Carrie today at 509-948-0580 and start making your dreams a reality.
For more than a decade, Farxiga has been trusted again and again and again. Ask your doctor about Farxiga.
The LA lights shine bright as the Kraken's biggest stars seek a leading role. For this Hollywood ending, can Seattle seize the throne? Kraken, Kings, pregame at 7, tonight on MeTV.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Traveling is so exciting, but you'll need to be prepared.
New ID requirements for travel go into effect on May 7th, 2025.
There are multiple forms of ID you can use.
Whatever option you choose, make sure you have it with you before heading to the airport.
That way, you can travel stress-free.
Don't wait. Prepare today so you can relax
and enjoy your flight.
It's your final boarding call for a real ID.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks. Toyota has the best resale value of all brands according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Some people think going country is cheesy. I agree. Like deliciously cheesy. Yep, your favorite mozzarella sticks are back. Now with that Nashville Hot Sweet Heat, starting at $3.50. Get so much more under $4. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, we're trying to get that jackpot up to $500 one of these days.
Yes.
Hopefully this is the time, we keep it going and going. Well, you keep it going. I just kind of sit here and monitor it.
Thank you. We've gotten it up to 475. We've gotten it up to 450. We want to get it up to 500. That's kind of like a personal goal that we've set for the weather team. We're not there yet. but we're building up to it. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 3-degree guarantee, sponsored by our friends at the Legends Casino and Hotel. So I went with a forecast high on Friday of I went with a forecast high, too many numbers on the screen. Went with a forecast high of 64 in Pasco Tri-Cities and a verified at 65. So then the jackpot went up to $150. So for today, I'm going with a forecast high of a very comfy, cozy 67 in Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 64 to 70, the jackpot's going to go up to $175. If that doesn't happen, all $150 could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Now what's on your screen is a look at First Alert Radar, and in fact, we can actually hear the rainfall picking up here at our studios in Kennewick, and you can see that reflected in the First Alert Radar by way of these brighter colors in the Tri-Cities, but not just in the Tri-Cities, spanning all the way down from Hermiston down to Heppner. Looks like the lower valley is getting it pretty good as well. So we're going to continue to track this throughout the rest of this morning. Visibility starting to look pretty lousy in the lower Columbia Basin, but also in the Kittitas Valley and up in the Cascades as we're getting some mixing fog out there. Winds gusting out of the south and west between 20 to 30 miles per hour in the Blue Mountains. Looks like they're picking up in the Cascades as well. And the wind gusts specifically from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. for today going to be pretty raucous and rowdy out there. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s for lower elevations, up into the 30s and 40s for the Cascades and the Blues. Here's your umbrella cast for today for the Tri-Cities. By way of what we're seeing for this morning, you definitely need it for this morning, but for the rest of the day, low wind but consistent and persistent shower chances. So for today, seasonal across the map, we'll have showers and thunderstorms likely, and I'll take you on that zone by zone tour of today's very active forecast. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off your half hour talking about money, specifically gas prices. Now, the average price for a gallon of regular gas in Washington is currently $4.39. It's up about 20 cents from a week ago, with the current average in the Tri-Cities at $4.14, the price in Walla Walla at $4.32, Yakima at $4.16, and last week gas prices went significantly up from the week before. Our team spoke to drivers at the Circle K on Edison and Kennewick Friday morning, and this is what they had to say.
Well, I'm a mom of 2, so I really do have to be saving up for gas and groceries as well.
So it impacts my wallet by everyday life things, trying to do like going out to the park, going out to do other things with family members, but I like going on trips every weekend, so it does affect me when the gas prices are up.
Now in Oregon, the current average is $4 as of today, and several factors are driving the increase. That includes refinery maintenance and the summer blend gasoline switch. And the last time the national average reached numbers like this, it was consistent with seasonal shifts. However, current prices remain below what they were this time last year. And we spoke with an expert based out of Grandview who says try not to worry too much.
This is springtime, and traditionally prices do rise quite quickly because the cost of making summertime gasoline is more expensive than wintertime gasoline. But we've had a major correction as far as crude oil prices go, and crude oil is just barely above $60. So this run-up we've had in the last week and a half, it may turn around.
If you want to find the cheapest gas in your area, you can visit Gas Buddy's website or app, and it consistently updates prices. Check this out now. If you caught the Tri-City Dust Devils and the Vancouver Canadians face off this weekend, you may have seen a familiar face. We're talking about our very own Dan Hansen, and he had the honor of throwing out the first pitch. Now, before Dan hit the field, he spoke with the Dust Devils coach and asked him how he plans to prepare the team for the season. And here's what he had to say and more.
The Dust Devils had a busy week as players reported for duty. One thing is clear, the team is focused and ready for a fresh start. For new manager Dan Bellardello, it's all about doing the little things right.
We're going to be efficient in fundamentals, catching the ball, throwing to the right base, really kind of doing the little things the right way. And I think if we're able to do that, which I think we will, we're going to be in a lot of games.
He brings a wealth of baseball knowledge from playing in the big leagues to learning under legendary managers.
I played for Jim Leyland, terrific. I learned a lot from him. Probably the main thing is how much he looked ahead in the game, and two, how he treated the 25th guy as the #1 guy.
The roster features some new faces and many returning ones, including right-hander Victor Medeiros, who saw time with the Los Angeles Angels last season.
If you're consistent day in and day out as a person, treat everybody with respect, be able to come out here, have fun, and just enjoy the game that we all play, I think it's going to take you a long way.
The Dust Devils had their struggles against Vancouver last year, but this is a new season. 18 players return and 7 new faces join the club. That includes Chris Cortez, the Angels' 2024 second-round pick. And for manager Bill Ardello, he's clear on what matters most.
Winning. They keep score. If they didn't keep score, I probably wouldn't care. But they keep score.
And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, members of the Yakima Police Department were honored by the community during their annual awards ceremony. And we have a behind-the-scenes look at it, plus another look at your forecast. That is after the break.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Atomic Health pays me to do the in-home, I guess, nursing or the things I do to help out, so we don't need a nurse. Meds, cooking, cleaning, getting them to doctor's appointments, picking up prescriptions, whatever else needs to be done. So at least once a month or whenever I need her, Sarah, or whatever nurse is available, comes to our house. If I have a worry that I'm not sure if he needs to go to the doctor, she comes and advises me and does an assessment and tells me if there's anything I need to do different, or I don't know that I could do this without him.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not.
Welcome to Pasco, where we are building a community rooted in culture. Check out the Farmers Market downtown at Peanuts Park, Saturdays from May through October. Taste something new at one of our diverse local restaurants, the Pasco Specialty Kitchen vendor windows, or our growing food truck scene. And enjoy the natural beauty of our waterfront parks and the Sacagawea Heritage Trail. Shop small, explore local, and experience the spirit of Pasco. Naturally transformative.
In an instant, your world can shatter. At Quantum Legal, we understand injuries can be an immense burden, taking a toll on your body and leaving you drowning in medical expenses. Battling insurance companies without legal representation will make matters worse. We are committed to advocating for your deserved compensation. Quantum Legal, where compassion meets justice.
At US Cellular, you don't have to choose between a great deal on the phone you want and the phone plan that's right for you.
You can get both. 4 free phones of your choice and 4 lines for just $90.
Wow, kids, that's like us not having to choose between tickets to wrestling or that puppet musical.
We want a great phone and a great plan too, don't we, little guy?
Get both. 4 free phones of your choice plus 4 lines for $90. No trade-in needed. US Cellular, built for us.
Wendy Redman is a leader in broadcast news. She breaks big stories, produces special reports that make a difference, and brings the news home each evening.
It's sometimes dramatic, but always informative.
Wendy Redman, Austin Reed, Stacey Lee, Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Breaking news, very important. I like to break stories here.
Monday, Elizabeth Moss from the final season of The Handmaid's Tale and podcaster Jay Shetty. Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Well, showers and thunderstorms going to be likely today across the map, so let's go ahead and cover that. Or let's, now that we've covered that, we can talk about other things like the temperatures and the wind gusts. In Kittitas County, we're going to be in the mid-40s up in the Cascades, but low to mid-60s in more of the valley and basin environments. Winds gusting out of the south and west upwards of 45 miles per hour, the strongest wind gusts being in the Cascades. Then in the Yakima Valley, we'll be in the mid-60s, also pretty blustery for today, winds gusting out of the south and west upwards of 35 miles per hour. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, we'll be in the low to mid 60s. These winds also out of the south and west around 40 miles per hour. Then for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains, these winds not as strong as the basin and the valleys and the Cascades, but still out of the south and west around 30 miles per hour. We'll be in the upper 50s to mid 60s in the Blue Foothills, more like low to mid 50s in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Okay, now let's talk about the seasonal rainfall deficits and surpluses we're tracking heading into this storm system, what we're expecting in the wake of this storm system. Long story short, we're going to have about 1% improvements to these numbers for the valleys and about 4% of improvement for the basin and for the Blue Foothills, finally bringing this deficit back to a surplus in the Blue Foothills. But I'll put actual totals to these rainfall and some snowfall totals as well. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Making a difference this morning, the Yakima Police Department held their annual award ceremony to celebrate the dedication and achievement of their officers. Apple Valley News Now's Nicole Stewart has more on the story.
For members of the Yakima Police Department, it was a night to recognize their service to the community, as well as the community itself. Leaders within Yakima attended the event, including Mayor Patricia Byers, who spoke about the challenges the city faced since her last attendance to the ceremony.
First, I want to recognize that it's been a year since I was here, and a lot of difficult and challenging things have happened in our community during this past year. We had gang violence and shootings, domestic violence that destroys families, tragic accidents and injuries, death and injury to children at the hands of those who are supposed to cherish them.
The event was hosted by Yvette Isuza, currently the Public Information Officer, who is later recognized as the Non-Commissioned Employee of the Year. Yakima Police Chief Sean Boyle took a moment off script to talk about the work of the department and its relationship with the community.
Every day, men and women do some incredible work, and tonight's just the opportunity to see, like it says, to go above and beyond. But it's throughout our entire valley. We have a significant amount of partnership throughout the valley, and I thank there for our help every day.
Of the awards handed out, some included the Rookie of the Year Award, which went to dedicated DUI officer Kylie Swift, who was recognized for her work ethic, arresting 116 impaired drivers within the last year. She also has spent time at driving schools teaching about impaired driving. The Officer of the Year went to Ryan Pepper, who not only has 20 years of experience, but was recognized for his continued enthusiasm, motivation, and excitement for the job. The ceremony concluded by asking the audience to continue honoring the sacrifices made by their officers and continuing their support of law enforcement.
We have witnessed remarkable acts of courage that remind us all of the challenges that they face daily to keep our communities safe. Congratulations to all the award recipients for their well-deserved recognition, and let us never forget the sacrifices made by our officers and their families in the line of duty.
Nicole Stewart, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Nicole. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. And Josh will be back with your full First Alert weather forecast. Keep it right here.
It was a December to remember at Legends Casino Hotel as all-time great Roy Jones Jr. presented a boxing card of epic fights. Well, they're back. Friday, April 11th, headlined by Wenatchee's Devontae McDonald in a rematch against Shady Gilmore. Yakima's undefeated Andrew Murphy aims for his 10th professional win, and flashy Dominique Lo Jalapeno Roundtree looks to avenge his only defeat. Tickets start at just $40 and can be purchased at Ticketmaster.com or the Legends gift shop. Non-stop pro boxing action at Legends Casino Hotel, April 11th. Get your tickets now.
Bi-Mart's latest savings book has a bonus week of savings. Save through Monday, April 14th. Select Pepsi 12-packs are buy two, get one. Campbell's Family Soups are 2 for $5. 80-count Papa Nicholas coffee pods are $7 off. Plus, save more on everything you need for your spring lawn, garden, and patio needs. And save on all your Easter favorites, including candy, baskets, decor, and more. Home of the $5 lifetime membership. Bi-Mart since 1955.
Attention Kennewick Irrigation District customers. Due to worsening drought conditions in Washington State, we recommend that you prepare landscaping needs now, for restrictions will likely occur later. Use voluntary watering schedule to ease your lawn into future restriction. Use drip and hose irrigation to focus water where it's needed. Your water conservation efforts today will directly impact the availability of water throughout the irrigation season. Remember, every drop counts. For more information, visit KID.org and click the Drought Information button.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D-Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, D-Lynn's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
The LA lights shine bright as the Kraken's biggest stars seek a leading role. For this Hollywood ending, can Seattle seize the throne? Kraken, Kings, pregame at 7, tonight on MeTV.
Starting a business is hard. You have to stay connected at all times.
As we've been growing the studio, Spectrum's been there every step of the way. I'm always able to make the phone call that I need. I'm able to shoot that text message or that email. Every vital piece of equipment that we have here uses Spectrum.
Fast, reliable internet, starting at $40 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep your business connected.
I have 2 options for you to take a look at.
When it's time for an update or a complete remodel.
Just watch yourself there. So here, guys, we're going to rip everything down to the stud.
Rebath is with you every step of the way, from design and products to removal and installation.
Okay, what do you guys think?
We handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
The Seattle Kraken battle the Kings. Watch tonight starting at 7 on MeTV. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and time out the next 48 hours with Futurecast. We put this into motion, and you can see plenty of action for this morning. Around lunchtime, it looks like we get a little bit of a lull in the action, a lot of scattered showers on the map, but as we head into the evening and overnight hours, there's going to be more rounds of snowfall up in the Cascades, pretty persistent. You can see this is going to last through the morning hours of Tuesday. Now into the late morning, this is finally going to start to break apart a little bit. It's going to start spreading down into lower elevations. We'll get more scattered showers after that. And then overall, we'll trend much drier into the evening on Tuesday and then into the morning of Wednesday. So here's some of the snowfall totals we're thinking over the next 48 hours. Looks like the hot spot's going to be White Pass, maybe 5 inches of snow there on U.S. Highway 12 in Yakima County. If anywhere else got over 5 inches of snow, I would be very, very surprised. Rainfall total is going to be around an inch up in the Cascades, less than 1/10 of an inch in the valleys, between 0.1 to 0.2 in the basin, maybe upwards of 1/2 an inch for some portions of the Blue Foothills and over that in the Blue Mountains. So some very beneficial rainfall, especially for the Cascades Basin, Foothills, and Blues. Winds gusting out of the south and west for today, upwards of 45 miles per hour at times in the Cascades. The peak time frame is going to be from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. In general, our weather is going to be much drier for Wednesday and beyond. Another little impulse for Friday and Saturday. That one not looking too spectacular. High temperatures either seasonal or above average over the next 7 days. Could touch 70 degrees again in the Tri-Cities by Thursday and Friday. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Rain and storms likely today and windy on top of that. A few thunderstorms possibly left over tomorrow, then dry for Wednesday and beyond. In Yakima, about 50-50 chances of showers and storms today and tomorrow, dry and staying mild past midweek. Then in Ellensburg, also roughly 50-50 chances of showers and storms over the next couple days, dry beyond Wednesday, and then the winds become a factor by Friday and Saturday. For Hermiston, rain and thunderstorms likely today, much less likely tomorrow. tomorrow, then some dry and mild/warm weather for Wednesday and beyond. Then for Walla Walla, showers and thunderstorms likely both today and tomorrow. Dry and warming up Wednesday and Thursday, but cooler with small shower chances returning Friday and Saturday. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Fire Festival 2 firing back. Founder Billy McFarland is insisting the festival is happening, posting these supposed tourism and environmental permits along with what he says are receipts of payment to the government of Playa del Carmen, the posts on Instagram. McFarland, who served prison time for fraud over the first Fire Festival, promised there would be an announcement by now about performers and celebrities.
We'll have DJs, rappers, reggae artists, pop stars, but also athletes.
So far, the only act announced is former football star turned rapper Antonio Brown. And coming up at 7 a.m., GMA purchasing Fire Festival 2 tickets firsthand.
Well, $1,400 looks like the cheapest.
We see for ourselves if Fire Festival 2 would live up to McFarland's hype or whether it would flame out like the first one. With your GMA First Look, Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Touch can mean so many things, even for children with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can stir a sense of wonder, can make a ride go smoothly, and make a smile stretch ear to ear. Dupixent can help your child stay ahead of eczema with clearer skin and noticeably less itch. When a touch is all in good fun, Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your child's skin from within. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma or other medicines without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists. Help your child feel the heal and see the difference. Reach out to your child's eczema specialist today.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 6:51. It's time for your morning sprint. We're going to start off in your national headlines. Today could be another rough day for retirement funds. The Trump administration is doubling down on tariffs as stock markets around the world plunge. A universal 10% tariff on all imports started Saturday, and on this Wednesday, additional duties on products from dozens of countries are set to begin. And Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is meeting with President Trump today in Washington, D.C. According to a statement, he's set to talk about the hostage situation, Gaza, and also the tariffs imposed on Israel. Trump also announcing he will again delay the TikTok ban for 75 days. This as his staff continues to work on a deal to preserve access to the app in the U.S. The announcement comes just one day before the ban was set to go into effect after not selling to a U.S. owner. And this comes after the initial delay of 75 days when Trump first took office back in January. And British car maker Jaguar Land Rover is pausing shipments to the U.S. for a month. This over Trump's tariffs of 25% on all imported cars, which went into effect Thursday. The pause being enacted this month, and the company has over 200 dealerships in the U.S. A second child has died of measles in Texas, marking the second death overall from the ongoing outbreak. Officials saying the child was unvaccinated and had no known underlying health conditions. The first confirmed death was another unvaccinated child. About 607 cases have been reported in the U.S., with the vast majority of those cases in Texas, and nearly all in unvaccinated people. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is promoting the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine as the most effective way to prevent someone from catching measles. He was in West Texas showing support for the family and the community. Now to your top local stories that you need to know this morning. First up, a major protest drawing thousands of people to Columbia Center Boulevard in Kennewick, and as part of the nationwide hands-off movement, people protesting various issues, all in opposition to the Trump administration. Now this protest stretching nearly half a mile and lasting over 2 hours Saturday. Many protests have taken place since Trump took office back in January, but Saturdays appear to be the most widespread to date. And some protests across the U.S. drew counter-protesters. And Benton County deputies and animal control are investigating a possible case of animal cruelty and illegal dog breeding. Deputies say 13 dogs were seized from a home in Benton County Saturday, and they say the animals will be cared for by animal control at this time, and a veterinarian is expected to examine them in the coming days. There's no word yet on any arrests. The investigation is ongoing. A park closure in Richland happening this week. The parking lot at Leslie Groves Park closing for pavement treatment. That starts today, and the lot is located at Snyder Street, and the closure is only expected to last 2 days, but it's unclear which days. Also, the parking lot at Saint Street will be closed, but this one is expected to last 1 day. And Washington and Oregon become the latest states to sue the administration's efforts in overhauling elections. Washington Attorney General Nick Brown and other lawmakers claiming that neither the Constitution nor any federal law gives the president the authority to set rules on how states conduct elections. A new executive order issued last week requires people to provide documents proving their citizenship when registering to vote. It also puts states' federal funding at risk if election officials don't comply, and Brown says about 9% of citizens of voting age do not have documents readily available. Officials in 19 other states have filed similar lawsuits. And April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and a new traffic safety campaign in Washington means law enforcement agencies all across the state will be doing extra emphasis patrols. So starting today throughout the 11th, authorities will be looking for distracted drivers. And studies show it takes an average of 5 seconds to read a text message, and in that time, a car traveling at city speeds can cover 3/4 of a football field. So a reminder to put your distractions away, not just this week, but all the time.
Well, cheers, everyone. It's National Beer Day. Today marks the anniversary of the Colin-Harrison Act in 1933, when beer was legalized after Prohibition.
And to celebrate, you can crack open a cold one at home or take advantage of some deals like Buffalo Wild Wings 22-ounce Coors Light for just $5, or you can visit Dave & Buster's, where they're offering $2 beers all day long.
However you celebrate, just remember to do it responsibly and to raise that glass, like Pink said.
And we can raise this glass, but there's nothing in there. There's just some lipstick. No, definitely not that, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite kind of beer, Josh?
I actually don't like beer.
Same.
Well, I don't like alcohol that much in general. I'm a big cider guy. I love ciders.
Okay, yeah. Ciders kind of taste like beer.
Yeah. It's beer adjacent,
yeah.
but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, Josh, we can kind of hear it pouring down right now, the rain.
Yes.
Are we going to be seeing a lot of that?
We are going to be seeing a lot throughout the day. This is probably going to be our best opportunity for rainfall. I don't think it's going to sound like this a little bit later today, but let's go ahead and let's show you the radar. You can see it is smack dab right on top of the Tri-Cities, right on top of the Lower Columbia Basin, the heaviest rainfall within our region, but more showers back building in the Cascades, and we'll have more to deal with later today. But again, for the Tri-Cities, this is probably going to be our best opportunity for rainfall like this. Visibility also being impacted in the valleys, up in the Cascades, down in the basin, so just another good reason to take it slow out there for this morning. Winds gusting out of the south and southwest. Looks like they're starting to die off a little bit in the Blue Mountains, but picking up in the Cascades. Across the map, they'll be gusting out of the southwest between 20 to 45 miles per hour. Temperatures right now, 40s and 50s for lower elevations, 30s up in the Cascades, 40s up in the Blue Mountains. A bit later today, we're going to be seasonal. Temperatures for lower elevations in the 60s. Showers and thunderstorms likely across the map. We'll have more of the same for tomorrow, albeit it's going to be drier for lower elevations. Much drier across the board for Wednesday and beyond. And we're going to be pretty seasonal, pretty spring-like for this week.
Spring-like, but it doesn't really feel like it right now, or sound like it.
No. Good sleep. Hey, if you can sleep in on a Monday morning, this is great weather to do so.
And thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com.
Good Morning America is up next, and we'll be back with your local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.